2 Chronicles chapter 18. Jehoshaphat's alliance with Ahab. Now Jehoshaphat had riches and honor in abundance, and he made alliance with Ahab through marriage. Then after some years he went down to visit Ahab in Samaria. Ahab slaughtered many sheep, goats, and cattle for him, and for the people who were with him, and he persuaded him to attack Ramoth Gilead. For Israel's king Ahab asked Judah's king Jehoshaphat, "Will you go with me to Ramoth Gilead?" He replied to him, "I am as you are, my people as your people. We will be with you in the battle." But Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, "First, please ask what the Lord will is." So the king of Israel gathered a prophet, 400 men, and asked them, "Should we go to Ramoth Gilead for the war, or should I refrain?" They replied, "March up, and God will hand it over to the king." But Jehoshaphat asked, "Isn't there a prophet of the Lord here anymore? Let's ask him." The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, "There is still one man who can inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, because he never prophesies good about me, but only disaster. He is Micaiah, son of Imaiah." "The king shouldn't say that," Jehoshaphat replied. So the king of Israel called the officer and said, "Hurry up and get Micaiah, son of Imaiah." Now the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat of Judah, clothed in royal attire, were sitting on his own throne. They were sitting on the treasure floor of the entrance of Samaria's gate, and all the prophets were prophesying in front of them. Then Zacchaeus, son of Kenana, made iron horns and said, "This is what the Lord says. You will gore the Arameans with this until they are finished up." And all the prophets were prophesying the same, saying, "March up to Ramoth and Gilead and succeed, and the Lord would hand it all over to the king." Micaiah's message of defeat. The messenger who went to call Micaiah instructed him, "Look, the words of the prophets are unanimously favorable to the king, so let your words be like theirs and speak favorably." But Micaiah said, "As the Lord lives, I will say whatever my God says." So he went to the king, and the king asked him, "Micaiah, should we go to Ramoth Gilead for war, or should I refrain?" Micaiah said, "March up and succeed, for they will be handed all over to you." But the king said to him, "How many times must I make you swear not to tell me anything but the truth in the name of the Lord?" So Micaiah said, "I saw all Israel scattered on the hills like sheep without a shepherd, and the Lord said, 'They have no master. Let each return home in peace.'" So the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, "Didn't I tell you he never prophesies good about me, but only disaster?" Then Micaiah said, "Therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and the whole heavenly way was standing at his right hand and at his left hand. And the Lord said, 'Who will entice King Ahab of Israel to march up and fall on Ramoth Gilead?'" So one was saying this, and another was saying that. Then the Spirit came forward, stood before the Lord, and said, "I will entice him." The Lord asked him how. So he said, "I will go and become a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets." Then he said, "You will entice him and also prevail. Go and do that." Now you see, the Lord has put the lying spirit into the mouth of this prophet of yours, and the Lord has pronounced disaster against him. And Hezekiah, son of Chenah, came up, hit Micaiah on the cheek, and demanded, "Which way did the Spirit from the Lord leave me to speak to you?" Micaiah replied, "You will soon see when you go to hide in the inner chamber on that day." And the king of Israel ordered, "Take Micaiah and return him to Ammon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, 'This is what the king says. Put this guy in prison and feed him only a little bread and water until I came back safely.'" But Micaiah said, "If you ever return safely, the Lord has not spoken through me." And he said, "Listen, all you people." Ahab's death. The king of Israel and Judah's king Jehoshaphat went to Ramoth Gilead, but the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, "I will disguise myself and go into battle, but you wear your royal attire." So the king of Israel disguised himself as one and went into battle. Now the king of Aram had ordered his chariot commanders, "Do not fight with anyone at all except the king of Israel." When the chariot commanders Jehoshaphat, they shouted, "He must be the king of Israel." So they turned and attacked him, but Jehoshaphat cried out, and the Lord helped him. God drove him away from him. When the chariot commanders saw he was not the king of Israel, they turned back from pursuing him. But a man drew his bow without taking special aim and struck the king of Israel through the joints of his armor. So he said to the charioteer, "Turn around and take me out of the battle, for I am badly wounded." The battle raged out that day, and the king of Israel propped himself up in the chariot facing Arameans until evening. Then he died at sunset.